I'm underscore Biggy is now live. Streaming Tactics Ogre, Reborn, Wheelchair Symbol Disabled Gamer Wheelchair Symbol, Tactics Ogre 100% run.
Oh god, finally. Uh, doo, doo, doo. Okay. Oh boy, guys, I almost didn't make it today. It's absolute nightmare. Am I live on YouTube? I'm live on YouTube. Okay. Just let me turn on my face cam for a bit, so people know I'm actually here. Oh boy. Okay. Just a short story time. What happened was that everything decided to log out.
Howdy howdy.
Howdy, Mana. Thanks for being here. But yeah, every single thing. I think it's policy for places like is it places for stream elements to kind of log you out. And let me see. I need to actually get my Twitch and YouTube links pinned. It logs you out every month. So I went through the process of logging everything back in. Pin this message. For YouTube. And then I'll pin this message for Twitch.
Twitch.
Thank you, YouTube. You could already see how delayed things are on YouTube, but I think that's by design.
YouTube.
Yeah. Pin this here.
Stream element spot running robot face.
Okay, this should be unpin. No. Pin. And then manually unpin that in stream. Okay. Stream element spot is running for YouTube. Good. Good for Tactics Ogre over here as well. Ah, all right. Okay, so very simply put, everything logged out, and I had to re-log in to everything. Let me copy the latest episode of com onto here. Yep. And I'll post this at the end. Next. Yep. So I had to relog everything back in, and then I'm using Restream. And what Restream did was log me out. And it took me about half an hour to log back, to try to log back in, because it was being, until I realized I need to actually do that on OBS rather than on the chatbot, whatever thing that's actually, so basically it took me half an hour. I was set up, I was ready to go, and but that's enough ranting and raving about how technology is going beyond me. I need to stop being a little boomery. And I think it's time to play some Tactics Ogre. Speaking of which, I'm doing a little bit better today. I am...
Well, you were able to get it figured out, so in the end everything worked out.
Yeah, but I'm able to stream for less. Which is... Wait a minute, why am I at level 12? Did it not save? Oh wait, I did save. Never mind. I did some quests offline. Yeah, let me take off one of my earphones. Yeah, all well and good. I'm able to actually figure things out in the end. But yeah, I just went through all of the quests I did before. I still have level 19, 20, and other levels get right. This is an 8er. So let me remove 2 characters, and the 2 characters I'm going to remove. Let's see what terms of victory we have. Cleric, buff card, no in caps. Okay. So remove you. Tiếng Nhung. Này phải ta. Tiếng Nhung. Lọt lọnกันตายอย่างเงี้ย Yeah. I heard a mosquito and I thought it was like a real mosquito, but Hansen. Hi.เอาซาชิมิเรียกมาให้ Right. Distractions everywhere. But anyways, let's just go ahead and do the battle here. Level 19. Yeah, okay, anyways. Everything got figured out. We should be fine. That being said...
Hopefully it is only a mosquito and not its older brother, the musk.
Moscow.
Because ITO is the Spanish suffix for small, so the opposite of a mosquito would be the musk.
Yes. I get the joke, but I also would imagine a Spanish teacher correcting you somehow. Yeah. Oh wait, there's an exception to that rule. Yeah. And there's a whole male-female thing as well. I'm just kind of familiar, but not really an expert on Spanish. I don't hardly know Spanish. I just know that it's as a Romance language. It's a little bit obtuse to learn. Anyways, I think let's get back to the action, shall we? I spent up, and in other news, as I'm slowly recovering my stamina from sitting up and letting the game do its thing. Oh boy. Okay. In other news, I took what we discussed, Manta, and with Myth as well, and basically made a revised video with Unlimited Saga and what I would like to see as changes. And it turned out pretty well. There was a huge kind of like upgrade to the script, and I'll probably release that as a full episode soon-ish. But I don't have a timeline yet of when that's gonna be. But yeah, your contributions were really helpful, Mana. And I'll thank Myth if he actually jumps in as well regarding Unlimited Saga. But if just as a general thought process, we went through pretty much everything that we did. The one thing that popped up for me that we haven't talked about is mostly the UI changes in adventures. That was really okay. That was the missing piece that we didn't talk about. The thing about the user interface during adventures is that you end up it makes sense flavor-wise that you pick your for you to take some actions. You first pick the character that's going to take action, and then pick the action you're going to take, and then you pick the target. Right? I mean, that's the general flavor of what you are able to do. But what that leads to is a lot of absolutely meaningless interactions. For example, you could use lockpick on a treasure chest that has no key symbol. No, it has no, that isn't locked. And it ended up saying that was a useless interaction. So instead of doing the flavorful thing of going say pick your character, pick the action, pick the target, it makes a whole lot more sense UI wise to pick the target first. So you say, okay, I'm going to pick this treasure chest. Boom, pops out all the actions that you could actually do to it. And then you have the list that says, okay, that's the characters that I'm going to pick. So imagine you're in what's her name? Ruby's adventure. And you have Ruby and Sapphire in the party. You would say, look at a treasure chest. And down pops a menu. And the first line says fortune teller. And then the next line after that is a grayed out sharp eye. And then the next line after that is a grayed out question mark symbol. You could even just go with context menus as well, saying that there's the selecting it will give you a choice of fortune telling or like a choice of things like divination, like locksmithy skills, exploration skills and stuff. You know, just so that it pops out as like a universal UI. Diplomacy and repair, among other things, right? And there'll be items that are grid.
Would be a very good way to help streamline using actions in the field.
Yeah, definitely. And streamline using actions in the field is one benefit from it, but the real benefit, in my humble opinion, is that it also gives like it's really good conveyance. And by conveyance, what it means is that it teaches the player to play the game by messing around in the menu. So for example, opening it up and it says like, oh, there's a whole list of menus over here grayed out that I can't use. Like you have, for example, fortune teller, which is part of the divination set. So you click into fortune teller and there's like, okay, it'll show you that 2 characters in your party could use fortune teller, which is Ruby and Sapphire. And then it'll show you that, oh, you also have, let me scout for a little bit if we need to deal with undead. I think we don't have to deal with undead here. Oh, just a few. I think then we'll pop down Cressida. Where was I? Okay, move you here. Then move you here. And then just go. I wonder if I could get Biggy to use, instead of engulf, we use not Empower Beast, like Dragon's Bane. Yeah, that's an interesting choice. Let's go and have a look at the scout. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3 dragons. Yeah. But let's actually just let them do their thing. Yeah, as I was saying, it's a good way to streamline using actions on the field. Well, that's what Manta's saying. But it also really good for conveyance or teaching people that there are things to do, like for our treasure chest. So you open up, you go to a treasure chest and pops out a menu that says, okay, you could use divination skills, or you could use locksmithy skills, or you could use physical melee skills on it. And there's wait a minute. That's well, there's a whole menu of items things that you could actually do to this treasure chest. And wait a minute, this is grayed out. Why can't I use, like, what skill is this? And you start to, like, with subsequent playthroughs, you will automatically have like a glossary of different panels that you've placed per se that lets you actually do these actions. Like, for example, well, just to go back to streamlining the action, so you can select fortune teller and you have Ruby and Sapphire. and then it pops out, okay, do we have a level 4 fortune teller for Ruby? No, for Sapphire, and a level 1 fortune teller for Ruby. And you could just highlight one, and it shows you the percentages of how many successful reels there are, how many failure reels there are, and how many critical failure reels there are, right? Immediately, it's going to be like an easier way of determining what actions are going to work better for that. And then you go to, for example, the key skills, and you select the key, and you have not eavesdrop, you have sharp eye show up, because maybe you've unlocked sharp eye on a different character, like Hero, for example, but maybe Hero's not in your party, so you can't actually use sharp eye. Just as a hypothetical, and it shows that, oh, sharp eye actually detects any traps on the sharp eye detects traps on this thing, and detects any locks as well. So you could just go, okay, that's pretty cool. Wow. Why is that thing has Guardian lock? Yeah, it detects and then you could wait a minute. There's some missing skills here, missing panels here that I could actually use. Maybe I could unlock them further in the adventure, or maybe I could use them further in the adventure, and immediately the people playing the game will learn how your game works without actually having to go through a tutorial. I would still include a tutorial, but I think the term would be it will convey the game better and show you what the game does. I hope that makes sense. What else is there that I should mention? Yeah, I think that's pretty much going to be the main change I would make to taking actions during adventures.
That would be majorly helpful system.
Yeah, I'm just spoiling you the video already, but I think I'm gonna organize my thoughts over there better anyways. That being said, is there anything else that popped out other than a tutorial? Well, it's not the info. There's already an info screen for the game, right? But it just needs a little bit of an update and overhaul. And among other things, I think that info screen should be readily... Okay, let me just see if I could... No, that's fine. Just leave it as is. Make it... First off, I would want to be able to access the more detailed menus, like status menus, like the ones that are available at adventures, to do that in town, you know, so that I don't actually have to go into adventures to sort my items and look at the panel bonuses, you know, all that stuff. What else is there that I wanted to talk about? I think there's a tweak to the UI in the battle, just so that it relays more information. I think we talked about that too. But all in all, I think that is my general gist of what I wanted to do. And we also talked about magic overhaul, right? I think I'm going to do that for AI cancel all. I think I'm going to actually talk about magic and overhauling of the magic system in a probably a separate video. It's going to make good content. All right, let's move you. I want to kill that dragon so it drops a shield. Charge you.
Talking about the magic system would have to be its own video due to how clunky it is, lol.
Yep. Very true. But what would I do to the magic system? Well, first off, if I talk about magic system, I would definitely do the thing about I mentioned Wu Qing, right? And the various different elements. I would definitely implement that. Elemental weaknesses and strengths. Implementing the addition of a holy element, like a holy spell as well. One thing I think I added was, just to clarify, one thing I definitely would add is let's see what I could do here. Give me a sec. Heal 3 on the weakest unit. One thing I would definitely add is, I think I discussed this, make a change so that using, like, turn magic tablets into items. I think that I mentioned that earlier somewhere. Turning magic tablets into items.
Yes, you mentioned that.
Yeah. Turning magic tablets into items will do a couple of things. First off, what is the things that it's going to do? It makes a whole lot more sense because once you pick up a magic tablet, it becomes part of your inventory. But as soon as you end the quest, it leaves your inventory and it's put in the panel screen. I think that doesn't make sense at all. Why not just, keep it as a separate item? And we could do a couple of cool things once it turns into an item. First off, we could use it in okay, I think that was a bad idea. Gonna move you here. Let's see how far we could cast our earth, like gnome spell here. Much better. A couple of cool things we could implement by turning it into a sorry, just give me a sec. By turning it into an item, we could first save it for later. Ardent Mender, please. Very good. Okay, what else are we doing here? Okay, banish. Yeah, we could do a couple of cool things, but one cool thing I suggest is having an enchantment table in magic shops that lets you combine lower level tablets together and turn it into a higher level tablet. So what you could do is you get a couple level 1 earth tablets, and combine one or two of them together. You'll get a level 2 earth tablet. Combining two level 2 earth tablets will get you a level 3 earth tablet, and so on and so forth. So that way you don't feel so bad once you get a low level tablet during one of your farming things. Do you still have Dragon's Eye? I think you still have Dragon's Eye. Yeah, Dragon Scale. Let's move you here. And just cast a Dread Vapor.
That is a good idea. Nothing hurts worse than getting low-level tablets while farming.
Yep. And you could say combine various different tablets together to get the Forbidden Tablet. Like you collect all 5 tablets, one of each element, and boom, a Forbidden Tablet. Or if we're implementing Holy Magic, we could combine different things to get Holy Magic as well. And you know how there's that aspect of... Yeah, let me just get added physical. Imperial Shot. There's an added element of what was I going to say? Uching, how there's supportive element, supportive elements as well as destructive elements. You could, for example, say, oh, the order matters. If you put this tablet first and combine it into that, then you would actually get this tablet, the holy version. If you go the opposite way, you get the forbidden tablet. You know, there's a bunch of really cool things that you could actually do in terms of making the magic system kind of dynamic, or making tablets dynamic. Right, let's go with Wisp Light here. That would be really cool. Okay, we've got Engulf and Meditate. And Telluric Resonance. Go Gnome. Let me redo that turn because I just realized that we have possible slightly better action. But yeah.
Also, if the magic tablets are going to be items that will make it easier to check what tablet you got, as you would just need to check your inventory rather than wait till the end of the adventure.
Yes. That is a very good point. The other good the other cool thing that if you wanted to keep that whole mystery of what tablet this could be, you could actually use that place. What place? To wait a minute. Was it Swift Thrash or Wrenching Coil? You could use the tablet combining place to, okay, before you could use a tablet, you need to come and identify it. But that's just a kind of a suggestion, not necessary. Okay, let's see if you could exercise. Banish, we'll banish you, I guess. Nice. Good job. But I think that's just not necessary. But I would also let's see if this is the relic that I wanted. Alluring Boots. That's really cool. Right, okay, I'm just going to go with AI assign all here. Didn't know this dragon, level 50 dragon, drops Alluring Boots. I'll go check out what it does later, but I think it's one of the rare items. So back to the support and defense stuff in the magic. I basically thought things through for a little bit. I shouldn't have used that item, that ability there. Could have gotten ourselves an intelligence charm here. Okay, data save. And let's go to level 23. This has Chariot, no in caps. Let's just remove you. And Sistina always dies here. I'll also have a look at what the alluring boots does. Alluring boots. Thigh-high boots popular with the more adventurous. Okay. It has less defense. This is Swiftfoot. What does Swiftfoot do? Does that increase walking range? Let me try this. Oh, it increases move by 1. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, let me think this through. Who could use Swiftfoot? Anybody could use Swiftfoot, technically. But probably on a character that is the... Well, Ozma. Oh, she can't use... Wait a minute. You already have Swiftfoot on Damascus leggings. Or did I make a mistake here? Or maybe is this thing's just throttled down? Yep. I think this is just throttled down to meet the level requirements. That's why its stats aren't so high. Oh, and there's a lot more units who could use it. Okay, that's fair. So instead of just the knights, we could use it on... We could use it on Vice. Yeah. If Vice wearing high heels. Wonderful. But I actually gave Vice cloud shoes. That's quite an important item. Got winged boots. That'll let him move a little bit faster. Oh, not have him die. And able to have him equip Guardman's earring. Oh well, we'll see. We'll definitely have a space for it if we have that. Let's scout the area for a little bit. But yeah, that's one part of the magic overhaul that I wanted to do. Oh yeah, we definitely want ways to deal with the undead here. So we'll just switch in Cressida for her. Right, let's get started. Yeah, magic tablets are going to be items that will make it easier to check what tablets you get. Yeah. That would actually work pretty well. And we have the implementation of all the magic stuff. What else did I mention needs a complete overhaul? I think the story needs an overhaul, I mentioned, but I haven't gotten to the part where what needs to happen. I think we briefly mentioned things like... what did we mention? Did we mention something regarding story? I think we talked about how we could have people go to inns. If there's like rest function? Should there be a rest function during adventures? And if there is a rest function, then should it contain extra bits of dialogue?
An overhaul in some areas and some expansion in other areas certainly. Having interactions with characters in taverns or maybe in battles.
There are a little bit of there are some interactions in battle already. To be fair, what am I thinking? Yeah, yeah, where characters have lines. It'll be a bit of a pity to have to re-record some of the lines, but that might have to be necessary. It's an expensive endeavor, though, to get actors to re-record lines, and we have like an A-list of voice actors and actresses that were recording the lines originally. And to be fair, I think the voice acting in that is done pretty well as well.
Indeed, but those interactions in battle are rare and are kinda generic.
Yep. And I remember not being able to make out what the characters say either, because of how horrible the voice lines are, in terms of how badly recorded? No, not badly recorded. How poorly the sound mixing is originally on the original hardware. What else am I? Yeah. We're at a, and like I said, we're at a time where, well, it's always been that role-playing games, the most important aspect that keeps you hooked, at least for the original playthrough, is the story. The mechanics is what keeps you coming back to it and replaying things differently, but it's the story that makes it worth a worthwhile experience. But that's just me rambling on again on what I think I mentioned earlier. What else is there that I mentioned? How to fix the story. We already talked about the headcanon, about how each of the different characters have different timelines.
The story in some areas, why do Myth's party members even follow him? That might be need to be adjusted.
All you need to know, well, all you need to know is whatchamacallit. All you need to add just a little of is the context that Myth is kind of like, oh my, why wouldn't you want to follow a young 18-year-old kid around into battle on adventures? I mean, Grace was hinting at it.
A ladies' man.
Yeah, but not a ladies' man in the terms of what we traditionally think of. He's just probably just a instead of saying ladies' man, he's probably just very conventionally attractive to the point where the ladies just follow him, and it's, oh, don't withdraw, goodness. All right, just go save. What else is here? This is level 24. And this is level 17. Let's go do level 17. Pop these two down as before. Move them around. And just let them take on the battle here. We could nitpick overall what each story does well or does not do well. What works and what doesn't. But just adding a few interactions during taverns is going to be kind of nice enough. It's gonna be it's probably just going to be enough to boost character motivations and things. And there's a way to actually add a bit of lore. What else is an interesting choice?
Ruby's story, you can make the argument that most of her party members were already seeking to conquer the Wonders, so that is why they joined up with Ruby.
Yeah, I think, but I think instead of focusing on separate little different stories, we need to actually, well, because there needs to be an overarching theme to the whole thing. Like each of the 7 characters have take on different mechanics as a plot point. Like, I mean, but we need to actually let me think this through. Like each character of the 7 has to explore the certain aspect of the game that makes sense. My choice would be, yeah. Let's see. Ruby's quest should be the one that tackles the overall story, right? Because she's the only one with Iskandar. And since she's the only one with Iskandar, her story is the only one that she could do to tackle like the bigger universe of, okay, how is this world created? What this world actually is? Yep, and gives context to why there are quote-unquote multiple dimensions, which the game is hinting at. And different timelines. What else is there that I was thinking about?
I see where you are going now. Yeah, since she has Iskandar and she primarily deals with the 7 wonders, perhaps give more insight why the wonders were built and maybe what chaos even is.
Yeah, that's the important thing. Anyways, regarding Unlimited, that aspect of the story in Unlimited Saga, Ruby needs to be a core component of understanding the story. Myth needs to deal with certain things like blacksmithy, I know his quest is to do with finding the girl, finding silver-haired girl, discovering that she's like uh, thousands of years old, or a clone or daughter of whatever. That also kind of hints at it, but I think he needs to move into the territory of what makes his blacksmithy kind of useful, or inventions kind of useful. And you need to lean into the aspect of blacksmithy, which is lackluster in the game, actually, if you think about it. He should be the one who's well, I'm not sure if he's going to be the one who does the item collection, because that doesn't make sense. I think it makes sense for a character like Armic to do like item collection. What else is there? What was I thinking? Judy is going to be based on magic, definitely. There's no question. So, like, having her deal with the magic system would be the ideal choice.
Well, a slight headcanon I have always had is that Silver Girl is a part of an ancient race of people dedicated to fighting the Knights of the Round, who are confirmed to be the rulers of the undead.
That's an interesting thought as well, actually. I mean, the quest that deals with undead and revenge is Ventus, right? Like, Ventus should definitely be the one that's based in like combat. And we have what's called the questing knight. Okay. Oh, we're not done yet. Since Hurt is based on the completing mini quests, so that should stay. Duty is based on magic. Myth should be based on blacksmithy, so we could actually focus on that as well. If we're gonna revamp, are we gonna revamp anything about blacksmithy except for being able to craft armor? I think not, right? Okay. What else is there?
We were kinda iffy on removing the chance-based crafting.
I thought about it regarding chance-based crafting. And I think the best approach for this is including an Iron Man mode, first of all. If you don't know what that is, in XCOM, you have a choice called Iron Man mode where the game auto saves. It doesn't have to go into like complete rogue-like territory, but completing the game that way maybe gives you an achievement, which is what people do in these types of games anyways. But having the probability stuff go on, if we're going to keep things as is and having the probabilistic crafting remain, then what you need to do is actually, just give people options. Maybe have just a simple um, achievements thing will do. I mean, there's a bunch of people who play these type of games for the completionist aspect. I'm one of them. We could have a couple of add a couple of challenges to the game. You know how Tactics Ogre here has order titles, right? So if you have things like badges or things you could wear in the game that improves luck. If you wear these you get these achievements and you play through the game once like this, immediately the game's going to have a ton more replay value, right? Like beat a character without beat a character in Iron Man mode unlocks the Iron Man achievement, and have that achievement have that title equipped will increase the odds of magic tablet drops or rainbow cookies appearances by 10% or something ridiculous like that. Also, one thing I would nitpick and definitely will do is rainbow cookies should guarantee drop forbidden magic tablets. That's one thing I definitely want, like no question. It'll make the random battles we actually get make more sense. Like for us to actually go through 40 something odd LP and just have the item drop from the Gucky to be random chance. Completely. No, it's a no for me. But that is already a pretty cool mini boss to appear. But if we're gonna go with blacksmithy, yeah, I think that's one change, and we already discussed the whole weight values thing as a hidden stat, and it should be revealed. But that was what we talked about yesterday. Is there anything else about blacksmithy that would be worth doing? Yeah. Okay, so we said something about story. What else did we say? Yeah, what other aspects do we need to work on? Because the final video of this mentioned that art music, no change. Panel system, no significant change. One more thing, I think. Since we talk about stat changes in making sure endurance does increase physical defense while spirit increases magical defense. And that would actually tailor into what we're trying to do with magic, which is giving each of the different magical elements a proper identity.
Make it so that when a character is near the end of their story, it opens the crafting for all blacksmiths, because it is slightly annoying to have to look around for the town that has the blacksmith who can craft the item you need to craft.
I don't know. I think The thing about it is, if you notice how...
What unlimited saga discussion did I miss? Biggy and Twitch Manja.
Hi, Smithing Myth. What was the thing that I missed? The thing that you missed. The thing that you missed was a really cool one regarding... Well, we talked about magic tablets and how it should be an inventory item, right? Last time. I also thought that it would make a lot of sense if magic tablets were actually able to... what is the thing? Yeah, magic tablets are if there's like a enchantment table, quote unquote, in magic shops that lets you whatchamacallit, that lets you combine magic tablets in your inventory into a stronger one, like 2 level 1 tablets of earth combines into a level 2, 2 and 2 combine into 3, 3 and 3 combine into 4, for example. Or we could do some things like, if you combine the 5 elements of tablets in a certain order, it will unlock, like if you follow the supportive order, for example, wood into fire, fire into earth, earth into metal, metal into wood. No, metal into water, water into wood. Yeah. If you circle around that one way, it'll unlock a holy tablet. And if you circle around in the destructive way, like, okay, metal destroys wood, wood drains earth, earth sucks up water, water quenches fire, fire melts metal. And if you do it in that order, you would actually get a forbidden tablet. And you combine smaller levels of forbidden tablets to turn into a higher level forbidden tablet. And the same for holy tablets, you know. That would make the game a lot more forgiving in terms of getting the magic tablets you want, right? That's the one thing I came up with. And the other thing I came up with is regarding the adventure UI. Because if you look at how the adventuring UI works now, it goes, pick a character, have the character pick an action, and have that action be done onto an object. It makes sense in terms of flavor, in terms of role-playing flavor, right? But it makes absolutely no sense in terms of, say, streamlining action, because then there's a ton of actions that you go, okay, I'm going to use the locksmith skill on this treasure chest that's already unlocked, and it pops up. That's an absolutely meaningless action. It didn't do anything. It's like thinking about text-based actions, right? Get ye flask, but you can't get ye flask. Wow, I just made a Homestar Runner reference. But anyways, you have to use your imagination on why that action didn't work. But I mean, why not instead go from picking your target, have a context menu pop up that shows various different things. You could show a picture, like it could show like a list of 7 things. It could show a divination skill, like a divination panel. It could show a key panel. It could show a like explore panel, etc. And it will highlight things that you could do from different panels here. For example, you would pop into a treasure chest and during Ruby and Sapphire's quest, right? You go in and then you go click on the treasure chest. Out pops fortune teller as one of the options, and you have a couple of keys, like a key panel highlighted. But when you click into the key panel, there's like a blanked out, there's a grayed out sharp eye, and a couple of actions that are in question marks, right? What happens then is that you would, I think we have a story battle coming up, right? Yep. Let me just data save in a different slot, and you would, for example, pick fortune teller. Do I want to do this quest yet? You would, yeah. So you pick fortune teller, and out pops. You pick divination, and out pops fortune teller, and you say, okay, let's use fortune teller. This battle requires battle sync, I think. I'll remove you two. Do we have? Oh yeah, I don't think we have. Oh, this is a story battle, so I need to maybe concentrate on this for a little bit, guys. But let's go AI cancel all, and just go to battle like so. But yeah, out pops fortune teller. I know what this is. This is actually a battle with a guaranteed necromancer. So if you look at the unit list, this little one, Eliza, drops a necromancer's mark. One of the few instances where this happens, but this only happens during a chaos run through, if I remember correctly. Right. Okay. Moving on from there. What was I saying? Let's attack you here. And focus fire on the necromancer. Yeah, but the menu will pop up to say fortune teller, and it will pop up, okay, let's use fortune teller. Which character would you like to use fortune teller with? The level 4 ruby? Oh no, the level 1 on ruby? Or the level 4 on sapphire? And pops out, here are, okay, if you're going to do that, here are the percentages. This is what's going to, here are the total percents of reels that are actually going to appear on the reel in terms of success, failure, and critical failures. And the different levels will show up different stats as calculated by the game already, right? Depending on the level of the treasure chest. It'll also need to explain what the skill does, like, properly once you select it. And you would also, what good thing that will actually be, what I think is actually good is that first it streamlines the action, so you don't have to wonder what actions you could actually take on this particular item. Whereas Okay, I'll have you use a fairy scale powder. And turn face this way. Biggy could use the Indra's bow. Okay, and turn. And you could also improve what I call conveyance, meaning it teaches your players how to play the game. So you would highlight a key panel during that action, and let's say, okay, if you decide to open up and there's like a grayed out sharp eye, and it shows that, oh, one of the actions that you could actually do is look at the tablet. No, look at the treasure chest, whether if it has traps or not. And oh, we can't do that. We don't have any character with that skill. But wait a minute, why is the skill highlighted? Oh, I've seen this skill before. It showed up. I placed it on another character that's not in our adventure. So, or maybe it showed up in the panel selection screen, and I didn't pick it. So maybe I should prioritize that next time. And okay, there's a couple more things I could do here that I still don't know about. I wonder what they are. And from then you could basically learn the mechanics on how to open the treasure chest by playing the game instead of opening up a guide, right? I think the term is called conveyance, and where the game teaches you how to play it as you play it. And I think that's a really important aspect in games like this, where not a lot is told to you. Okay, let's go with Wisp Light here. So that's the main points that we discussed there. Myth. And we're about to talk about how towns have different blacksmiths and what is available there. I think I don't want to change that. Reason being, no, actually, I should just automate the battle now, I think. The reason why I don't want to AI assign all. Why I don't want to change the going around for looking for the town that blacksmiths can craft the items you need. Because each of the blacksmiths have different specialties, right? And that's flavorful. Like, not every blacksmith could actually do everything that you want. And actually traveling to look around for items, the place that you actually want your items to be like slightly better. Like, this blacksmith is slightly good at improving durability, whereas this blacksmith is good at adding skills to your items. This blacksmith actually increases the odds of turning things into Damascus and platinum stuff. You know, that adds a little. This blacksmith actually is the only one that uses guns. You know, it actually adds a little bit of flavor to the game, which I think is nice. Sorry, I just went roundabout before I actually answered your question there, Batmana. I hope you actually enjoy that, or why I would think that doesn't necessitate a change. Yes. But definitely overhauling the... It's not an overhaul. Just one small addition. Letting you blacksmith armor and making sure every single item has weight. And just a reduction in weight to blacksmith items overall. So that's actually an interesting prospect. Like, it's already hard enough to look for crafting materials. And having to soft reset until you finally get that bit, that bit of fairy scale heals. No, a bit of fairy heals. Or, that platinum helmet. It's going to be amazing. Ooh, we found a diamond crown, you know. Being able to actually craft diamonds and things like roadster crowns and bilks items, you know, it'll be pretty interesting. There's also a problem with life protection abuse though, but that's fine. I mean, it's just minor tweaks here and there just to balance things out. And I should have done this earlier. Oh. No, let's just go ahead and return to battle here. Just let her finish this. Word of pain. Pain au chocolat. Okay. We're getting drops like worm scale boots now. Alluring boots now. That's pretty cool. All right. Anything that anybody wants to add or any questions regarding, regarding this game for one, or regarding my Unlimited Saga videos or anything you want to actually see in the video? Otherwise, I could move on to say, what am I moving on to? What I wanted to talk about in regarding the magic. What is this shop stock? I remember. I can't remember. Does this stock items? Yes, it does.
Move on to magic.
Okay. Let's move on to magic. Let me just look through here to see if there's anything in particular that I need to buy. No. Nah.
Come back anytime.
Okay. So let's go to data, save. And yeah, we could actually move on to magic.
Does landing on the respective element on the reel actually affect the spell that much?
It doesn't do enough. That's the thing as well. It does, what I would say is that it does quite a fair bit, but it doesn't do enough. pause you
Yeah,
here.
you barely need to time the reel when using magic.
Yeah. If it's skills for melee attacks, it's the damage increase is significant, right? Because they're skills. But if it's magical reels, the damage boost is insignificant. And by insignificant, I mean because the nature of HP and LP damage, it doesn't boost enough of the damage to translate to LP damage, if you understand what I'm saying. Like the difference between a reverse delta and a normal time-lapse hit is so significant. I mean, a normal time-lapse hit doesn't do nearly as much LP damage. That's what it counts, right? And if you actually let me turn off the AI and just do this battle the good old-fashioned way. Let me just check if there's any. Nah, we're fine. What was I talking about? Oh, battle. Yeah, it's just not significant enough to make changes to magic. Let me move you forward. If there was like a significant damage boost, then spells like maybe Ice 9 would be worth the effort. But as of now, it's not. But I guess that's kind of the advantage of magic, is that you don't need whatchamacallit. Let me see if this reaches the golem or not. No, just a crag fall. Yeah, let's go with MP charge then.
Yeah, you'll most likely only see Ice 9 when that blue magic beast casted.
Yeah. It's not significant enough of a boost to have it matter. So that's one thing. If the game takes on HP, like if the game takes on like every little bit of damage counts, but it doesn't.
It would be neat to make it so if you land on the respective element on the reel you would get a damage boost, but for non-damaging spells they could get other buffs. Like Aegis Shield, when you cast it and land on Earth, it raises the odds of Aegis Shield blocking. He's just wasting a turn casting that, he doesn't become more dangerous.
Yeah. And that's the thing about the Ice 9 as well. Unless you have unless the damage is like
Then again,
significant.
my characters are usually powerful enough when I run into those beasts.
That's true. But what was I saying? Give me a sec while I'll deal with this golem for a bit. Yeah, your character is already kind of powerful enough. unless you have like a well, unless we implement what I was talking about earlier, meaning elemental weaknesses, right? Things like elemental weaknesses, or maybe if you land a reel on a element you that supports you, you get a significant boost. If you land a reel on the same element, you get a huge boost. If you landed on a non-supportive element, then you get a significant debuff. Things like that. Like, for example, if you're casting a water spell, right? And you land on... Wait, not the water spell. Let's say you're casting a fire spell. There we go. Much easier. If you land on a fire reel, you maybe get a...
So for example, Anzan has a boost in earth, while is vulnerable to water.
No, Anzan, if we're going through the old Ujing thing, right? As an earth elemental character, he needs to be weak to wood, because wood drains earth. So if you have somebody who's casting fire, and then you land on a water panel, you get like 50% reduction in damage. That would make sense because you landed on a water panel. But if you landed on a fire panel, it'll deal double damage. And maybe landing on a wood panel, landing on a fire or a wood panel, it will deal double damage. And then the other two, it won't deal any significant damage boost at all, right? Things like that. That's the general gist of it. Because you get, that's how like elemental boosts work. I need to remove Dragon's Bane. Right. But yeah, that's...
Strange, though, Anzan's water growth is 0, while wood growth is 1. They slightly mess up there.
No, it's not something that's implemented in game. I'm just theory crafting. If we're actually going to, say, implement a... I'm just theory crafting if we're actually implementing elemental weaknesses and buffs, right? Because that's not a thing in the game. Not yet, anyways. But that's just part of the magic overhaul conversation. Just use fairy scale powder. We'll move you here. To sandwich you. Blood whip you. Okay, Guardian Force, very good. And we could use the... Is it Grand Cross? Cyclone Saber. But yeah, that's just me theory crafting in the how elemental things could be, the elemental reels could be more significant, and how casting several elemental reels would like how the reel of the elements could have more of an impact. give me a second. I wanted to look at unit list. A reason being because he used MP charge. Oh, he has Wand of Air. Never mind. This is going to be the last battle of the day, by the way. Okay, let's move you here. Let's see if this works. Bye-bye. Ah, environmental kills. My favorite kind of kill. Let's see if we could use Red Vapor. Very good. Look at that damage. And this is a Cragfall. Very nice. You have Meditate, but not enough range. Unfortunate, which means that we're probably going to cast something like an... Should we cast Firestorm still? No, let's actually use the Salamander instead. Yeah, but that's the whole... That's just, like I said, that's just me theory crafting. In terms of how the magic reel could be like significant, or at least more significant than how it is right now. Nice. You choose this. What else is there for me to talk about? Let's move you here, Biggy. We were talking about, what was it? Magic weaknesses, right? Or reels?
Yes.
Let me actually turn on AI for healing here. What else is I going to talk about?
How would debuffs work for most buffing spells? Will the debuff just make the spell cost a little HP?
Spells already cost HP to cast, right? How would debuffs work for most buffing spells? Ooh. Sorry, I've got a little tingle in my ear. It's not the nicest feeling in the world. Okay, actually, this is going to be interesting. If I move this here.
What I mean is if you land on the opposing element for a spell that is non-damaging. Maybe it costs more HP to cast, I mean.
Oh, I got it. I get it now. I mean, it will probably lead... The most obvious answer is that it will lead to a general debuff of the amount of damage. Oh boy, that's a lot of the speed ups. Yeah, velocity shift is just so strong. But yeah, I think it would just there could be a couple of ways. A decrease in the number of turns, perhaps, or an increase in... I think the most obvious one is decreasing the number of turns, or increasing, decreasing the percentage of the what the buff does, or maybe how long the buff lasts. If it only lasts for the remainder of this turn, or goes into the next turn. It's a couple of things, a couple of ways.
Bodies are fleshy, weak thing.
Oh, we didn't exercise an enemy at all. That's rough. But we still got the curse. Copper Obrins. It's insignificant. And yeah, this goes to floor 25. This is floor 20. No, this is floor 25.
Just thought of something. Make it so you can actually look at what characters have buffs in combat and see how long the buff will last.
That's general increase in that's just general UI improvements, right, for battles. But yeah, that's definitely missing. But with that being said, I'll do battle 25 offline, and I'm going to do a data save here. How long have I been streaming? You know what? Let's just continue for a little bit. Reason being, I haven't reached my 2 hours yet. I'm just going to let the game do its thing with floor 25 here. Cleric buff card, no end caps. We have... Let's just scout for a bit.
Yeah, it's nice to see what buff your characters has so you don't unnecessarily recast.
Yep, definitely. All right. Let's remove you. Let's remove you. What buffs your characters has, what percentages it's going to do. There's a whole load of things.
Like, have an icon similar to the icon when a character has Berserk.
Yeah, small icons would do little bits of information for each character will go a long way, actually. Like whether if a character has Aegis Shield up, or like Aegis Shield up, or what's the other shielding spell? Oh wait, I don't need I'm going to retreat. That's fine. Because I actually wanted to re-equip Biggy for a little bit.
Speaking of which, Berserk isn't very common in Unlimited Saga. I think 1 or 2 enemies can
What's up?
cause Berserk on my allies, but it doesn't hinder them all that much. I assume Berserk increase attack and lower defense. I don't think it takes away the ability to cast magic though.
Yeah, it's probably right. I mean, status elements in Unlimited Saga is a little bit of a mystery sometimes. Sleep, the difference between sleep and blackout and all these other, and paralysis. The paralysis makes sense already, that certain reels don't show up. I need to equip Biggy with the correct Bane skill. I think Golem's Bane for this particular battle.
I feel that most status elements are kinda irrelevant since Purify is such an easy spell to get and it cures most every ailment.
Yeah, Purify cures most physical status ailments anyways. And the only other spell that cures all elements at all is Restore.
Blind doesn't make allies miss too often. That another status ailment I don't see working that much.
Yeah. It doesn't do enough. I agree. Okay, that's probably one thing
That
I
is
would
true. Purify is really good.
yeah, I mean, Purify is just way too
Fresh
good.
asterisk.
Yeah. Yeah, Refresh. I think that's the correct name of the spell here. And Refresh does 999 in heal. But I can't remember. There's a couple of restorative spells that we could use in the game already. What else? But yeah, Purify deals with most elements.
I don't want to suggest nerfing Purify, but it's so flipping good that you don't really need other healing spells.
Yeah, that's true.
Stuff like Stun, Sleep, Paralyze, Petrify, and Blackout are the status ailments that really does something.
Yeah, they could buff maybe just as a thought here. Blinds do sometimes cause your characters to miss. Sometimes. But it's not significant enough for you to notice. And mostly it's because most of the times most of the times characters are comboing anyways, so you don't know if that damage decrease is part of the combo. It was actually due to the combo. So it's worth thinking about. But yes, status elements are kind of a moot point with the advent of...
3 of those makes it so that getting armlets to cover their weakness is a requirement for their respective scenario, though null blackout is for all scenarios.
Yes, that's very true. Yeah, it's actually worth thinking about.
I didn't have much trouble with blind, plus I had helmets with null blind.
Yeah, null darkness is available on most helms. anyways. That
Maybe
is very
make it
true.
So Purify just heals, but if you land on water panel it will cure status conditions, and if
That's
you land on enemy element then it heals way less.
yeah. That seems fair, right? That always seems fair. But I think overall that's going to have to
Null Petrify for Myth, and Null Paralyze is advisable for Kit scenario, but I managed without all characters having diamond armlets.
yeah. Null paralysis is for Kurt's scenario to a degree, but definitely also for Judy's scenario, if I remember correctly. But that's just because that's the final boss's chaos iteration. That has paralysis as one of our main spells.
I managed to beat Laura's scenario without any null blackout gear against Basil Galeos. Would not suggest LOL. Speaking of which, some bosses doesn't have a high emphasis on status ailments. I think Daigle boss can paralyze with one of his attacks, but he barely paralyzed anyone.
Yeah. It's not a significant enough number by any means. Bosses. Yeah, it's actually worth thinking about as status elements go. But that's more like of a nitpicky thing, right? In terms of balancing the game, which should be done. I mean, it would make the game more challenging, more interesting, and you actually have to. Oh, one thing that you actually have to also consider is that this game doesn't have any items that deal with status ailments. So that's actually one of the reasons why. Yeah, it doesn't have consumables. So you need to actually figure that out. Yeah.
Jean has an attack with Staw's ailment chance. I have no idea what Yun's signature attack in chaos form does. It simply felt like a flashy attack.
Yeah, I think the lack of consumables.
Kinda Caladorn's whole strat is this: his first phase his attacks have high chances of inflicting status elements on your party members, then his second phase is when he forgoes ailments to give you the hands.
Yeah, it is pretty much so. There's 8 viewers here. Oh my goodness. Thanks for being here, guys. And apparently my most there's 5 viewers here on yeah, that's really cool.
Darkness attacks.
Yeah, darkness. Apparently, there's 3 on YouTube and 5 on
Actually,
Twitch. Yeah.
The only consumable is the herbs you can get from the herb gathering quest. But you are correct if you're thinking of combat consumables.
Yeah, there's no combat consumables, so that's an issue if you're thinking about it regarding status ailments. Because if a game has significant status ailments and you don't have any consumables or actions to actually relieve it aside from magic, then that's I think that's why Purify had to actually carry most of the
Calandorn also
healing.
does a status ailment with Pummel. Forgot what it was.
Yes, he does. I can't remember what it is for Ventus's quest. All right. Yikes. 9 11 9 11 11. Yikes. That's really kind of iffy in terms of the quest, but yeah, okay. So here we are at the depths, which is going to be Palace of the Dead. Did I finish every single... I shouldn't have actually descended yet, but I think tomorrow we will resume our adventures in the palace here. So that being said, it is now time to face cam. Oh, well, we talked a whole lot about Unlimited Saga today, and apparently I'm getting more viewers than usual if I'm actually playing, like discussing Unlimited Saga stuff. It's so weird. Are people actually tuning in just to listen to me talk about Unlimited Saga? If that's the case, that's pretty cool.
The only consumable Unlimited Saga has are the healing herbs you get from Healer's Hills.
Yes. That's... You can't even use those in battle at all. And the lack of consumables is a problem. I'll just switch this. Can it actually switch to just chatting or something? You know, but okay, let's just you know, never mind. I'm about to end the stream soon anyways. First off, before I continue talking for a little bit.
I'd say you're the main Unlimited Saga guy, and people who like that guy goes to you.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm gonna set an instant premiere for my next episode of XCOM, and I will type in XCOM premiere here.
I don't see too many people make Unlimited Saga videos.
Yep, because it's just such an obscure game, isn't it? So if you want to go over there to continue watching me do stuff.
People who like the game, my bad.
Yeah, people. I mean, you mean people who make Unlimited Saga videos who actually enjoy the game, right? That's very, very true. Okay, but you guys are giving me great advice on the content anyways. So first off, before I continue, just gonna thank all my members first. Thank you, Apulux, Manta, Serfrod Vale, Doug Bolden, and Raphael. You guys get to watch all of my videos early and get some cool badges and emojis for whenever you comment. So if you want to learn more about the membership program, check the YouTube description. If you're on Twitch, you want to see my VODs, they're on YouTube. Go ahead and click the link. Also, if you're on YouTube,
who like Unlimited Saga goes to you for Unlimited Saga content.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, anyways, there's a bunch of you here, so thanks for being here.
Have a good day, Biggy.
Thanks, Mana. But yeah, if you want to support me on YouTube, it's 3 clicks, liking the video, sub if you want to see more of my stuff, and clicking on the bell notification icon either here or on Twitch to get notified for whenever I go live.
CYA Biggy and Manta.
See you guys, and yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for today. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, this will also mean that I'll probably need to work on my Unlimited Saga content. So that's pretty good news for you guys who are Unlimited Saga fans. But today we're pretty much done with the Palace of the Dead. So far, I mean the first 25 floors anyways. But yeah, I'm Biggy, and I'll be back next time. So let me find the screen, and yeah, bye for now. Feel free to go watch the premiere. Thanks for being here.